What next for Sri Lanka?
Well, the most important thing is what the Indian government has said. And the Indian government has said that the Indian government, the Indian High Commission or any other part of the Indian government has had no say or no role in Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the president of Sri Lanka, leaving the country. Basically, India is saying we did not facilitate Gotabaya's leaving Sri Lanka. And that's a very important point. The second thing the Indian government has said is that we are with the people of Sri Lanka. Now, that's a very, very important point. Normally, it's just another sentence. But here, under these circumstances, it becomes a very important point that the Indian government has made. Very relevant, very important, and clearly shows how the Indian government is thinking vis-a-vis the problem with Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the Indian government is with the people of Sri Lanka. Now, everybody knows what has happened in these last 72 hours and to know what the people of Sri Lanka currently think.
Right. Let's get a ground update from Priyank as well, who has been reporting from Colombo. In the last few days, Priyank, what have you seen? Of course, the political turmoil, yes, but the lives of the common Sri Lankan have also been affected to the extent where we're seeing long queues, not just outside the fuel stations, but also outside the LPG centers. The UN report as well quite worrying, as it says that 9 out of 10 families are giving up food in order to survive this political turmoil.
Yes, certainly it's certainly a very bad situation for people in Sri Lanka. But what is very interesting is the more than the queue which we have seen at the petrol station as well as at the gas station, the queue is much more longer at these offices, at the President's Secretariat, at the President's house, as well as the Prime Minister's house. If you talk about what is going to be the political scenario up next, then certainly the opposition parties have united them, and what they're claiming that since there is no anti-defection law here in Sri Lanka, many of the political MPs from the Sri Lankan SLPP, the ruling party here, may join the opposition leader. They have proposed the name of Sajid Premdasa, the leader of opposition, to be made the next president. But since the ruling party also wants their candidature to be made the president, they are expected to propose the name of the Speaker of the House as the president in the upcoming elections for the presidents here in Sri Lanka. If the president so is, if the new president comes, which is most likely to happen, then he has all the powers to appoint the prime ministers and all the cabinet members. The people are facing acute shortage, and it is most likely that once the new government will come into picture, they are expected to meet the friendly countries, and they are also expected to move to the IMF. But Gotabaya was refraining from that because he knew that if IMF gives loan, they will come up with very harsher terms and conditions, and people will get more angry. But things turned totally violent on Saturday when lakhs of people barged inside his residence. He had to leave from the back gate of his mansion towards naval headquarters. He had gone to an island, and from there he came back to Colombo yesterday. The information which we broke for the viewers that he was camping at the Air Force base, although the Air Force denied that. But early in the morning, Gotabaya leaving the country is certainly something which has come up before the hearing in Supreme Court can come. In fact, was about to come, that Rajapaksa should not be allowed to leave the country till the time investigation actually starts against them.
All right, Srinjoy, if I can come back to you on that, as far as India's role that has been concerned, what exactly can India do from here on? Because India has already pulled out a line of credit, especially to the people there of Sri Lanka, when it comes to purchase of fuel and essential items.
Yes, the most important thing India has been doing is actually helping the people of Sri Lanka. There is a line of credit. Apart from that, huge amounts of fuel have been given to Sri Lanka, because for a long period of time, Sri Lanka was living literally from hand to mouth or hand to the gas station, because Sri Lanka had run out of fuel. The other thing India has done and will continue to do is supply food. So lots of sacks of rice, thousands of tons have gone to Sri Lanka. There is no dispute about that. fuel and food have been dispatched to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a friendly country. India has great support for the Sri Lankan people, as was made clear even today by the High Commission. So India will do whatever it can do to help the people of Sri Lanka in this time of trouble. India is not keen so much on what is happening politically. It is monitoring it, of course. It is keeping in mind what is happening. There is also, while this is never said, the China factor. The elephant in the room is always China, primarily because China has been very active in Sri Lanka in the past. Hambantota, the port, was created by the Chinese. The Chinese found that the Sri Lankans would not be able to pay for it, which is why the Sri Lankans made additional concessions. All that is already there. But now the important point is we have to help the Sri Lankan people, is the point that the Indian government is making, which is why fuel, as much fuel that can be given to Sri Lanka is being given, and even more than that, food, whatever supplies Sri Lankan people need will be given. Also medicines. This is another issue which is particularly important, because at this point there are no medicines in many hospitals in Sri Lanka, and India will step in and help out if medicines are also required. So India is there. India will do everything it can to help the people of Sri Lanka.